Better looking bitches than you're used to, Uncle. Shame. Shame. Shame.
What's going on, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Derek Jones Talks Live. We are a friendly show here. We are affiliated with Shame TV. You know the bell.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And we're also affiliated with the Dizzy Cochran Show. I fuck with my nigga Dizzy. You know, I don't bang too rough with his cousin, Izzy, but me and Dizzy kind of cool. And we're also affiliated with Shame TV too. And other platforms like Triple C TV, What Up L Boogie, Triple C TV, and Quad Marley, etc., etc., etc. Now, today we are going to be having a quick conversation about Polight. We're not going to dive into Polight full blown today. We're just going to let everybody know what's been going on. I didn't even have time to share the video to let anybody know I was live yet. So I'll take the time while the room is still growing to do that. At least on my page or group, a couple more. Now, apparently Polight is back. Yes, Grand Emperor Set is back. The illustrious Polight, the illustrious Impotent has returned. And like any other Polight situation, there's always some sort of fuckery, some sort of lies, some sort of half of a story, part of a story, not quite all the facts brought out to lead one to question, why did you say everything else except all the facts? And so this time, allegedly, now he's resurfaced a few times. He's resurfaced with the incident with the brother and his life insurance policy, and Polight allegedly was involved in scamming that.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
He resurfaced as an international day trading Polight. I don't know if everyone remembers that, but yes, he did return as a day trader. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to test the day trading waters. He had a small Bitcoin part to play, but he really wasn't down with Bitcoin like that because it wasn't something he was really into. But the Bitcoin wave was riding high, so Polight, you know, he reared that big lip face, that knee suit, Grand Emperor Set, illustrious lima bean face, to throw his face out there in the Bitcoin race to see what he could snatch from there. He resurfaced again when one of his comrades in scamming was being brought to task for his alleged scamming. Infa scammer Tunde.
Shame.
Infa, whatever the fuck day you chose to pick that stupid ass name, Tunde. And with his full support for Umar, never once questioning why a grown man who has 6 degrees is being questioned about 6 degrees when he can easily show them. But never mind all that. And let's not forget that point with you as well, Umar. The fact that Black people asked to see your degrees. We got called ingrates, haters. Said we were suffering from Stockholm syndrome, etc. But the white man asked to see it, and he gets to see it.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
But yes, Polight resurfaced again, letting everyone know that he was in full support of Umar Johnson and all that was going on with him. Of course you would be. It's the same situation that he finds himself in often. So now the new suit is back yet again. Yet again. And again, people, it's the same old song. It's the same old story. It's the same old scamming. Never do these people come back, and they're just back. When they come back, it's always some fuckery involved. Now, Polight is claiming to be an investor. Okay, we've had day trader, we've had revolutionary, we've had leader, we've had all these things, Polight things. Celebrity Polight, we've had that as well. We've seen the celebrity version. Now we're looking at the investor. Now the investor could not invest in Harlem with Sarnetta all those times Sarnetta allegedly asked him to. No, no, no. He couldn't invest with his people right there in Harlem where he got his start. But he's in Columbus, Ohio. Now, for any of you who know anything about the CO, I lived out there for a year or so. I was like 22, 23, something like that. When I lived in Ohio, it was a while back. Oh, well over 14 years ago, 15 years ago. It was like 22 then. And I lived in the CO. There's nothing bad about the CO. I like Columbus, Ohio. Still like it to this day. I'm just not a Midwest guy. So the weather and just the feel out there was always different. But if it was a place that I had to live, I would have absolutely no problem living there. Columbus, Ohio was a decent place. But being the fact that I lived there, I have personal firsthand knowledge and information to share to you about Ohio because I've actually lived there. Not just Ohio, but about Columbus, Ohio. And in Columbus, Ohio, it is wall-to-wall Africans. Does not matter where you go, whether you're on the south side or the north side, whether you're on the east side, but especially the east side, or the west side, doesn't matter, but especially the east side and north side. It is wall-to-wall African. If you get a taxi ride, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be an African. If you ride in a fucking Uber around there now, and anything, it's gonna be an African. African's African. So for Polight to end up in Columbus, Ohio, where it's wall-to-wall Africans, and he's talking about scamming, he's talking about being an investor for years. How in the fuck are you invested with somebody for years and they don't know who the fuck you are? See what I mean by this nigga's lies? Like, he don't even tell you something that may be tied in and you just misconstrued it and heard it wrong or whatever. No, misunderstood it. No. This guy doesn't know who the actual owner of the site and the business has no idea who the fuck Brother Polight is. Now, Polight supporters are going to say, of course, he didn't go by his name. He's doing business. So he probably went by his real name. which is to us Michael. Well, to PayPal is Michael Noak Jr. But most of his supporters will say things like he doing business. He can't write Brother Polight, so the dude don't know. Da 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 da. No, no. This guy has no idea who the fuck he is. Stop with your deflection. Stop with your fucking excuses for a liar. This dude has no idea who the fuck Polight is. Not to mention that. He has no idea who he is. Not to just mention that. We've been through this before. We've been through this before with Polight, with him saying shit that it doesn't pan out. It's never like he says it is. So when I was listening to Triple C earlier, and she was actually saying, like, why would she have to even go and explain anything? All she should have to do was say, Polight caught again, such. That should have been the end of that. Because there's been too many of you caught shit. The shit with Zachariah Latney and his mother. And you talking about the people like you didn't even know the motherfuckers. You had no idea who these people were. All this shit, dog. And then at the end of the day, nigga, you fucking know them. You not only do you know them, you owe this nigga bread. You owe this nigga money. Another person. A lot of people out here owe people money, but they don't purport to be fucking superstar, millionaire celebrities who hang out with celebrities, and all you're doing is just hating on them because you're not with them.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yes, it is a fucking shame. So Polight is back once again with his fuckery. But what do you expect? Who expects anything different dealing with this person? Speaking of Polight, we all know where he got his start. Where Polight got his start was in Harlem. Yes. Oh, yeah. Do y'all remember that? Well, thank you, Salima. When he was counseling celebrities, he was going to be a consultant to all the to the stars. What happened to that? I want to know what happened to you consulting the stars and being a counselor to them and a mentor to celebrities. I want to know what happened to that. And it's the same as I want to know what happened to that wide, sweeping, broad, stretching police brutality campaign that you were supposed to be kicking off that never happened. I ain't forget about none of that shit. But we know where he got his start from. It was Sarnetta. Old Frank. In it again.
You gotta need a copy for the feds.
But yeah, he was saying that you and him knew what was going on and y'all planned that thing. So you're saying
Yo,
that's his real doctrine.
You gonna love it.
Sarnetta always in the middle of some shit. Right now, you're about to hear Eddie Kane Jr. attempt to convince you that Sarnetta is blazing Israel doctrine. But my ears hear differently. The LAPD press conference. That shit was a thespian's play. Polight, your LAPD press conference, that shit was a thespian's play. But we're going to get back to you, Polight, in a second. Because I've been holding on to this for a good little hour or so that I've been wanting to push this out. To see how Sarnetta is always in some shit. Now, the other day, we heard Sinetta come on and do a live stream with Khalil Amani talking about how Michael Edwards was an agent. Sinetta asked some off-the-wall, out-of-nowhere question. Hey, if anybody in my camp, you know, was an agent or that Sinetta needs to watch out for, who would it be? And the Khalil Amani, of course, named Michael Edwards. Now, you can go to my stream, Derek Jones Talks Live, and check out a couple of the videos there, and you'll see firsthand for yourself how Michael Edwards is in the chat. I put video screenshots of the chats, how he's telling people how he's going to get their IP addresses, just like the FBI, how he's going to walk them into the police, into them boys, and turn them into the police, things of that nature. I've also played audio before of Michael Edwards saying flat out that he informed, didn't say he called and told, he informed the FBI, which makes him an FBI informant by the English language. That makes you that. Now, if you chose different words or terms, then that would be something different. Now, just before we start this audio back on, I want you guys to know that this is fair use. I'm just using open audio that's public audio for anyone to hear on the public airways and making a critique of it.
Listen,
This is Eddie Kane Jr.
And then I'll come back every now and then so I can switch the video and you can get it off. Because is he going to try to take this off the air? I guarantee you.
Yeah, I might ask you another question to get you to go in depth on something that I feel you're leaving out. But yeah, whatever you say, I'm accepting that's the truth. It's a lot. Michael Edwards, they got nothing to do with me and Khalil Amani coming over to my show and me interviewing Khalil Amani. I know you were trying to paint the narrative that that's what it is, but that could be further from the truth. Yeah.
He's not painting that narrative. Derek Jones Talks Live and Shame TV is making that narrative. And I'm going to allow you to pick that narrative up, Israel Doctrine, because, see, I'm not a YouTube. I don't think that a topic is mine and mine alone. But I'm just letting the world know that you got that from me. I did it first. You hating motherfucker.
Been telling a lot of lies, brother. I don't understand how people can take you serious when you get on here and you're the one that paint a whole different narrative of everybody's shit. Michael Edwards ain't got a damn thing to do with me and Khalil Amani. He is his own man. Sinetta is his own man. Whatever I do is on me, not Michael Edwards. And whatever
You heard him. Whatever he does is on him. He ain't making moves based off Michael Edwards.
Michael Edwards does is on him, not me. So I run my show. Nobody else tell me what to do and how to do it. So that's the first answer to your question. Well, he made a video this morning stating that, and that's the only reason I'm saying I can go get the audio. He made it this morning, 22-minute video, and that's what he said it now. So he's lying on you and your platform. That's why I'm telling you. Why is that?
Nigga running with an FBI agent.
This is the video
Everybody in the community.
Israel Doctrine talking
FBI
about.
Agent pointing out all of the influential Israelites and RBG people, calling them agents, but he got the paper. Fucking straight up COINTELPRO, brother Bowie. Did you know this is what Israel got in his heart, in his hands? Because you need to know. Because I guarantee you, the feds and that nigga that Israel's running with, that supposedly snitched to the left on Yahweh ben Yahweh, they would love to come and plug into your camp. They probably already plugged in, my nigga. Excuse me for calling you a nigga.
Talking about Khalil Amani.
They already probably plugged in to your camp in Chicago, Brother Bowie. And if Israel Dotson is fucking with the FBI, what would take you off the list? What would take you out of the running for being a candidate for prison? Fucking with this young nigga. You better come sweep your shit up, Bowie. Come get your goddamn turds off this fucking floor. Or you're gonna have to carry him through the community as your production. And this idiot in here talking about we just had the Fed on it. Our Sonetta had the Fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass niggas, my brother and Sonetta planned that.
You heard that shit? He said that some idiot just asked him a question and said, nigga, Sonetta was the one who had the dude on the show and exposed you for a Fed. So somebody in his chat, I asked him and said, well, basically, why are you going at Israel doctrine and Khalil Amani when Sonetta was the one who had them on the show and then had Khalil Amani on the show to talk specifically about you? Then what does Michael Edwards say? He says, we planned that. My brothers, we had basically, that was set up. They did that. He'll explain. I'll let him explain.
Off this fucking floor. Or you're going to have to carry him through the community as your production. This idiot in here talking about we just had the Fed on it. Our Sonetta had the Fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass niggas, my brother and Sonetta planned that. We planned
that.
This nigga walked into a web. Shit, we ain't the niggas in the 60s. We planned that. This nigga lying about Yahweh ben Yahweh is gay.
We planned that. Sonetta just said he ain't playing nothing with nobody. He run his show. How the fuck he run his show? Michael Edwards do what he do, and he do what he do. Now let's just dissect this for a second. Before we even get back to that. He said, we planned this. That's what Michael Edwards just fucking said. So we're going to listen to what he planned. Because it's very funny that you would plan some shit about a nigga calling you agent. That you would plan some shit for Sonetta to have a live stream with people that you said, if they do a lot, if anybody that you know mess with them, you ain't fucking with them, whatever the case may be, you ain't dealing with them. That's that. That's what you said. This is what Sonetta does.
It's very important to me.
This is what Michael Edwards planned.
FBI informant, spy, an agent, looking at the House of Consciousness. Who would you say I should watch out for? Because you've been watching videos, you look at people. Who would you say in my camp that I should be really looking out for and be careful of?
Sonetta, I can't do that.
Why not? You don't want to give up? You can't give up the agent? Come on, brother. This is important.
Well, you know, I know he's your man.
Oh, shit.
But I
let it go.
I think
let me know, brother. Come on,
I'm looking at him sideways. And I ain't saying he is. I just did a piece on him today, calling him an agent. Because if you look at the definition of government informant, it says anyone who informs on you. So somebody put his information out on the internet about where he lived, put a picture of his house out there. He says it. And then in the video, he says, I called the FBI and informed them what you were doing. He says it. That makes him an agent. That makes him an agent.
Who is it, man?
Huh? What?
Who is it? What's his name?
Michael Edwards. I said it.
Now, this nigga is trying to convince us. There's only one or two things that could be happening here, people. There's only one of two things. Either Michael Edwards is exposing Sarnetta right here on this Saturday. Okay, he's exposing Sarnetta. He's exposing Sarnetta January 27th, 2018. Michael Edwards is saying that Sarnetta staged that whole interview on that live stream in front of all those people that was watching his live stream. That's one. Or he, Michael Edwards, and Sarnetta put together a live stream to convince people that he was an agent. It's not making sense to me.
I'm looking at him sideways. And I ain't saying he is. I just did a piece on him today calling him an agent. Because if you look at the definition of government informant, it says anyone who informs on you. So somebody, somebody put his information out on the internet about where he lived, put a picture of his house out there. He says it. And then in the video, he says, I called the FBI.
Yo, and Sarnetta didn't have to ask that question. Have to ask that question. So he brought this nigga up here to ask him. Hold on. Like, Mike, man, you're losing me, man. You're losing me, man. You're losing me, G. Hold on. Let me get a Shane Bell to try to recuperate here, get my bearings straight here. Shane. Sarnetta brings a brother on the show and calls you an agent in front of the people. Instead of going at Sarnetta, you turn around and start going hard on Israel Doctrine. You start going hard on the dude Khalil Amani. You going hard on everybody except Sarnetta. Israel Doctrine asked Sarnetta a simple question.
Yeah, I don't understand how people can take you serious when you get up with Michael Edwards. That's my brother.
We know.
He made it this morning, 22-minute video, and that's what he's saying it now. So he's lying on you and your platform. That's why I'm telling you. Go ahead. I'm paint the narrative that that's what it is, but that could be further from the truth. You've been telling a lot of lies, brother. I don't understand how people can take you serious when you get on here and you're the one that paint a whole different narrative of everybody's shit. Michael Edwards ain't got a damn thing to do with me and Khalil Omari. He is his own man. Sarnetta is his own man. Whatever I do is on me, not Michael Edwards. And whatever Michael Edwards does is on him, not me. So I run my show. Nobody else tell me what to do and how to do it. So that's the first answer to your question. Well, he made a video this morning stating that, and that's the only reason I'm saying I can go.
Exactly.
Had the Fed on it. Sarnetta had the Fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass niggas, my brother and Sarnetta planned that.
You heard him. So even dumbass, dim-witted ass, doofus ass Israel Doctrine had enough sense to know, look, nigga, it's either one or the other. Because this nigga Michael Edwards is saying that y'all planned this. Now, Michael Edwards, Do you need me to go look up the definition of the word planned so you can argue with the dictionary and not keep thinking you be arguing with me? Would you like me to do that? Or do you need me to do that? This is getting interesting, guys. We're starting to get somewhere here. Michael Edwards, you're being exposed as a full-blown liar, or you're exposing Sarnetta as well as being exposed as a full-blown liar. Because I didn't even start the video to take it that way, but that's kind of where it's going. Yeah, he's trying to cover. Yes. Yes. Thank you. He's trying to cover. Cover that ass. You're coming out and saying, you have to be saying that Sarnetta is staging debates. You're saying that Sarnetta is staging streams. Michael Edwards is telling us right here, right now, that Sarnetta is staged. That whole live stream that everybody sat through with Sarnetta and Khalil Amani, if you sat through that live stream, you sat through something that Michael Edwards said is something that was staged. That shit was not real. That shit was not authentic.
Looking at the House of Conscience.
This right here is the audio that Michael Edwards
I should watch out for.
Is alleging is staged. This is some sort of clandestine. Now we talking about feds, right? We talking about COINTELPRO. We talking about niggas doing shit in front of your face, but doing other shit behind your back. This is what we talking about here. And look what's going on. Sarnetta is doing a stream about COINTELPRO. Sarnetta is doing a stream about people doing sneaky shit behind your back by being friends in your face and all of that shit like that, which is an agent, and who's an agent, and who do we need to look out for, and all of this shit. This is what he's doing. Here it is.
Because you've been watching videos, you look at people. Who would you say in my camp that I should be really looking out for and be careful of?
Sarnetta. I can't do that.
Why not? You don't want to give up. You can't give up the agent. Come on, brother. This is important.
Well. You know, I know he's your man.
Oh shit!
But I
let it go.
I think
let me know, brother. Come on.
I'm looking at him sideways, and I ain't saying he is. I just did a piece on him today, calling him an agent. Because if you look at the definition of government informant, it says anyone who informs on you. So somebody put his information out on the internet about where he lives, put a picture of his house out there. He says it, and then in the video he says, "I called the FBI and informed them what you were doing." He says it. That makes him an agent. That makes him an agent.
Who is it, man?
Huh? What?
Who is it? What's his name?
Michael Edwards. I said it.
And that's what he's saying it now. So he's lying on you and your platform. That's why I'm telling you. Go ahead. I'm going to this channel now and get me.
I'll do it.
You better come sweep your shit up, boy. Come get your goddamn turds off this fucking floor. Or you're going to have to carry him through the community as your production. This idiot in here talking about we just had the Fed on it. Our Sarnetta had the Fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass niggas, my brother and Sarnetta planned that.
He playing this. This is them playing chess on y'all. How many people was in Sarnetta's chat for that stream? How many people he be usually having in his chat when he go live? Like a couple hundred, maybe even more. All those brothers and sisters, all them same brothers and sisters who are donating to this nigga's award show. All these people donating to an award show for this nigga. All these niggas, brothers and sisters, excuse me, people. All these brothers and sisters that sat there and watched that live stream. Michael Edwards just said that they planned that. All of that was a big old scene. Now, I don't understand what is going on with Michael Edwards and his disconnect from reality. He's mad at everyone who makes a statement about how Sarnetta played him with that live stream, because anybody in their right mind, any reasonably sane adult knows that, first off, Sarnetta did not have to have him on that show. Sarnetta did not have to have Khalil Amani on that show. He did not have to ask him the questions that he asked him. He knew how it was going to make him look. Do you think that Sarnetta does not know that there's screenshots and I made a video and Sarnetta watches my videos? He knows that there's a screenshot. I showed the fucking screenshot of Michael Edwards in his chat, in Sarnetta's chat, talking about how he was going to take people to the police and turn them into the people. He talks like that all the time. This is the thing, Michael Edwards, you don't realize when you're getting distanced. You think that he's friend zoning you, nigga. He's about to friend zone you. Y'all no longer going steady. I told you he's planning for the big event, for the award show. Nigga, he can't be involved with you and all this open shit that you got on you. You got motherfuckers audio all over the internet of you running your mouth about how you gonna call the police on this person. There's screenshots and videos all over the internet about you telling people that they don't shut up or say something that you don't like. You're gonna fucking accuse them of some sort of crime and bring the police to their door. You're gonna fucking, in the screenshot I had the other day, you said you gonna walk the niggas into the people, keep it up, because you got their IP address. And it's like, come on, nigga, you're saying this shit. You're doing that. No one's making you do that. So right now, Sarnetta is looking at this shit like, nigga, I'm not bringing you to this shit. This is a suit and tie event that I'm putting on. I'm a front. Actually, he's pump faking hard as a motherfucker right now. The shot clock done been off, and he still got the ball pump faking. That's how hard Sarnetta's pump faking right now with this award show shit. He don't need you there. He don't want Javen Bullets there. He wants his old cronies he can trust. He could trust you because you a loyal dog. This is just my opinion of the audio I heard. You a loyal dog. Even now, when it's open and plain to everybody what Sarnetta is doing to you. Even Israel doctrine knows. That's crazy. Even Israel fucking dumbass doctrine knows. He even knows. Like, damn, yo, Sarnetta didn't have to say that shit. And Sarnetta always says he plays chess, which is his #1 mistake, by telling people that he's playing chess with them, because that lets us know and lets me know right there, you'll always be operating with ulterior motives, dumbass. Should have kept that part to yourself. You probably would have fooled me. So you know this nigga is playing with this nigga. You know there was a reason that Michael Edwards, so what Michael Edwards is trying to get us to believe, let's follow the trail here. Michael Edwards comes out about a week or so ago, puts out audio and says anybody who deals with Israel Doctrine or Khalil Amani, if you are an associate of mine, do not contact me, do not text me, do not email me, do not reach out to me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I will not be dealing with you anymore. Period. Days after that statement that Michael Edwards made, lo and behold, Sarnetta out of nowhere does a live stream with Israel Doctrine. We all know Israel Doctrine has absolutely nothing to fucking talk about. So it would lead us to believe that maybe Sarnetta is taking something personally and getting at you. Well, we could just believe that because he did an interview with Israel Doctrine or a live stream with him out of nowhere right after you said what you said. Okay, yeah, that's neither here nor there. But then what does he do? He turns around and has another live stream about, with who? Other person you said. The other person you mentioned, Khalil Amani. He has a fucking live stream with him. And what kicks the can for me, so to speak, is that it pushes this all over the edge so that I know for a fucking fact what Sarnetta is doing. Not only does he have a live stream with the second person you said, if anyone messes with, you're not dealing with them anymore. He has a live stream with that person about you. And they weren't talking about your smile. They weren't talking about your eyes. They'd have a lot to talk about. They weren't talking about your winning personality. They weren't talking about your scholarship. No, 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 no. They were talking about you being an agent. Sarnetta could have edited that video. He edited for Polight. He edited videos for Shaka. He edited videos for Reggie. Why couldn't he edit that video and not show that part? Why couldn't he stop Khalil Amani from saying what he was saying? Sarnetta was egging him on. Sarnetta was telling him, nah, niggas, talk that shit. Ooh.
About where he lived, put a picture of his house out there. He says it. And then in the video, he says, I called the FBI and informed them what you were doing. He says it. That makes him an agent.
Mm-hmm.
That makes him an agent.
Who is it, man?
Uh-oh.
Huh? What?
Who is it? What's his name?
Michael Edwards, I said it.
Well, he made a video this morning stating that, and that's the only reason I'm saying I can go get the audio. He made it this morning, 22-minute video, and that's what he said it now. So he's lying on you and your platform. That's why I'm telling you.
You better come sweep your shit up, boy. Come get your goddamn turds off this fucking floor. Or you're going to have to carry him through the community as your production. This idiot in here talking about we just had the Fed on it. Sarnetta had the Fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass niggas, my brother and Sarnetta planned that. We planned that. This nigga walked into a web. Shit, we ain't the niggas in the 60s. We planned that. This nigga running around here lying about Yahweh ben Yahweh's gay, kissed him in the mouth, talking about he set the man up, but he was just a...
I don't nobody want to hear all that shit. We heard what we wanted to hear.
When everybody in the community, then that FBI agent pointing out all of the influential Israelites and RBG people, calling them fucking with this young nigga. You better come sweep your shit up, boy. Come get your goddamn turds off this fucking floor. Or you're going to have to carry him through the community as your production.
You hear him?
This idiot in here talking about we just had the Fed on it. Our son never had the Fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass.
You hear him saying we, right? We just had the Fed. Sarnetta said that the dude is indeed an FBI agent.
This next question is very important to me. Being an FBI informant, spy, an agent.
What the fuck? Sarnetta is calling this dude an FBI informant, a spy, an agent.
You better come sweep your shit up. Sweep your shit up, boy. Come get your goddamn turds off this fucking floor. Or you're gonna have to carry him through the community as your production.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
This idiot in here talking about we just had the Fed on it. Our Sarnetta had the Fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass niggas, my brother and Sarnetta planned that. We planned that. This nigga walked into a web.
And not only did that nigga walk into a web, all the people who were in that chat that night walked into a web. Because you walked into a live stream thinking you were in a live stream. Right, my brother inside. Exactly, Tiff. Do you hear this shit? Do you hear this shit? It's another House of Consciousness production. Yes, it is. So, we have a lot to attack this week. Sarnetta caught planning events again, planning and staging live stream beefs, staging live stream exposures. Should I change the title to this video and call it the Michael Edwards reveals Sarnetta, revealing that Sarnetta is exposed for staging streams again, staging beefs, staging conflicts? Because Michael Edwards Sarnetta says that you guys planned all this shit. So while the people are sitting, going by their daily routine, they see a notification. They say, hey, oh, it's a notification for Sarnetta. Let me go check it out. He's live. So they go on a live stream, and they're listening to Sarnetta, and he's talking like, hey, I got a real bona fide former FBI spy, FBI informant, agent, whatever the fuck up here, come to help your brother Sarnetta out and, you know, just give his commentary as a brother who was formerly with the FBI, blah, 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 blah. So they're talking and they're chopping it up. Then Sarnetta asks him a question about maybe exposing some people in the conscious community who may be FBI informants or agents of some sort. Whatever. All of that shit that you thought was just happenstance, and they just started to know. Michael Edwards is accusing Sarnetta of staging all of that. He's accusing Sarnetta of planning that shit. He's accusing Sarnetta of not actually having a conversation, but just basically putting on a fucking play. In a nutshell. Maybe I said that wrong. I don't know. Hopefully everybody got the point.
Ain't the niggas in the 60s. We planned that. This nigga running around here lying.
You heard him. We planned that. Now I do want to ask this question. I'm gonna play a little bit of this.
Because is he gonna try to take this off the air? I guarantee you.
Why in the fuck is everybody blaming everybody else except Sarnetta?
Yeah, whatever you say, I'm accepting. That's the truth. It's a lie. Michael Edwards ain't got nothing to do with me and Khalil.
You hear what Israel Doctrine said? Even this fucking weird ass doofus said, I'm gonna accept what you say, even though I know it's a lie. Because we already know it's a lie.
That's what it is, but that could be further from the truth. You've been telling a lot of lies, brother. I don't understand how people can take you serious when you get on here and you're the one that paint a whole different narrative of everybody's shit. Michael Edwards ain't got a
He has everything to do with you and Khalil Amani because you got Khalil Amani on your show.
About where he lived.
Talking about Michael Edwards.
Out there. He says it. And then in the video, he says, I called the FBI and informed them what you were doing. He says it. That makes him an agent. That makes him an agent.
Who is it, man?
I agree, Mama Rika.
Who is it? What's his name?
Michael Edwards. I said it.
Ah, come on, man.
Yeah, I said it. Your man. Michael Edwards. You can go to
I think Israel Doctrine put you up to this, bro. Come on. But I did hear you say, oh God. I heard you say, oh God.
Well, I'm going to take that name back unless it was oh God or whatever. But he said it. There's a recording, Michael Edwards saying, after they put it, address.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
If Sarnetta was setting something up, why wouldn't he push the old guard issue even more? Yes, Mama Rika, he's running his mouth to save his ego. Because he knows he cannot address what happened to him. Sarnetta pulled that shit. Michael Edwards, keep it real, man. You know motherfucking well, man, that you had no fucking idea that Sarnetta was about to do that shit. You know that Sarnetta probably called you and smoothed it over with you. But at the end of the day, you were still so butthurt by that shit that you fucking still went out on a fucking stream with on a stream running your mouth once you got asked. You told niggas that the shit was on stage.
Had to fed on it. Our Sarnetta had to fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass niggas, my brother and Sarnetta planned that. Planned that.
Now we gotta ask Sarnetta. Sarnetta, did you or did you not be phony to all the people and staged and planned that fucking audio? This is sad.
Get it. Especially the brother that asked me this morning about Brother Polight. Typed this long ass message in my comment section. Man, you could have took that shit and wrote a letter to Polight. Fuck, are you asking me all of these questions, personal questions about that man, about his business, about his life, about his mistakes in his past? I said Polight is in Ohio building houses. You feel me, Warford? That man that went space age on these niggas and they still 3 years behind, hating on the dude, and ain't even got nothing new on the man. Us that is righteous and working for black people. I said he's working on houses that some of you hoe ass niggas can buy.
Now, mind you, nobody knows Polight. All these people who's doing these houses and shit, nobody knows them. But listen how this nigga still capes.
Like you, man. You shouldn't have been running your fucking mouth about me. Now you feel like an asshole. You look stupid and uncredible. You idiots around here calling me that. And I done pulled the goddamn mask off the real agent and his buddy Izzy. Now, that same Lex, God punishes motherfuckers like you, man. You shouldn't have been running your fucking mouth about me. Now you feel like an asshole. You look stupid and uncredible. You idiots around here calling me that. And I done pulled the goddamn mask off the real agent and his buddy Izzy.
How the fuck did you pull the mask off of Israel Doctrine, the real, and Khalil Amani, the real agents, when Sarnetta had them up there and the only real agent talk was about you? Khalil Amani was openly accepting the fact that Sarnetta was referring to his former FBI status. So there's no mask to pull off, Michael, in my opinion, of this public audio. There's no mask to pull off, people. Where's the mask? He's openly sitting there letting this man, did he stop Sarnetta and say, hey, don't say that about me? Listen, look at the witchcraft that these niggas try to work on you, yo, through words. He's sitting here acting like him being exposed as an agent on Sarnetta's platform was some sort of master plan. This shit is fucking crazy. These niggas. Yo, these brothers dick ride Sarnetta so hard, man. Oh. This nigga is mad at Khalil Amani and Israel Doctrine about Sarnetta having them on his platform, exposing him for the agent activities that he engaged in, like threatening to take people to the white people, to the jail cell, walk them right in, openly admitting many times that he's informed the FBI about this issue or that issue. Even threatened Sarnetta about the FBI. Does the FBI know? Does the IRS know about your debates that you're throwing and whether you're paying taxes or not? This is all shit that Michael Edwards has said. Now, in the midst of being called an agent all over YouTube, stemming from Sarnetta's live stream about him, he will blame everyone except Sarnetta.
Now, that same agent got your name in his mouth, not mine. Worrying about Polight, and these niggas ain't even got wives, jobs, house, a business, nothing for themselves. And that brother moving on, space age. You feel me? Ohio, building houses. How many of you niggas are building houses for black people?
We know one thing. Polight ain't building no houses for black people. And again, I can comment on this because there is no evidence, facts, witnesses, personal firsthand knowledge, anything to the like to attest that Polight is indeed and in fact building houses in Ohio with anyone. Derek Jones Talks Live. This has been a stream today talking about Polight backlying again. He has business partners and investors who just, for some strange reason, have no idea who the fuck he is. Then we also have Michael Edwards caught between stories and Sarnetta exposing him. He's caught between the proverbial rock and a hard place. It's sad. And also what we got from Michael Edwards today, which is new, breaking news, is that Sarnetta is indeed staging live streams and beefs, because that's what Michael Edwards just said.
Your production. This idiot in here talking about we just had the Fed on it. Our Sarnetta had the Fed. Nigga, I told you, idiot ass niggas, my brother and Sarnetta planned that. We planned that. This nigga walked into a web.